Hello and welcome to Planted Nutrition. My name is Luke, I'm a nutritionist, and in this video I want to talk about how I thrive on a vegan diet. And I just want to open this up. I know maybe there's going to be people who already are vegan watching this, and there might be people who hear the word vegan and that brings up a lot of emotions. So I just would love to open this space, just be aware of what is coming up. I'm sharing my story, I'm not telling you what to do, you can do whatever you want, but I also believe it is really important to acknowledge the facts when it comes to making choices with our health. Unfortunately, the health effects of vegan diets is just something online that is just so rife with misinformation. So I want to give my opinion on this. I am someone who has been vegan now for over 6 years, and I'm also a nutritionist, and I've studied nutrition very deeply. So I want to share my key tips for thriving on a vegan diet and maybe inspire you to include some more plants on your plate. So the first thing to mention is that veganism isn't necessarily just a dietary choice, it's a lifestyle. It is because, I personally chose to be vegan because I just do not want to support the global factory farming systems that literally abuse billions of animals worldwide. It's just incredibly shocking when you learn the facts. It's absolutely shocking just looking at the statistics. For example, only 4% of the biomass, the total amount of animals in the world, are wild mammals. 34% of that is humans. I mean, there are a lot of us. But 62% of all of the biomass of animals in the world is farmed animals. We have turned this world into a farm, and it's wreaking havoc on the environment. It takes a huge amount of resources to produce all of the food that they eat and then turn into meat. The production of meat is also very polluting for the environment. It's also just creating a huge amount of suffering. I mean, people make the argument that some forms of farming are better than others, but the fact is that most of the meat that's produced on this planet is produced in factory farms, and if you don't know about it, please look into it, because as soon as I saw that, there's no way that I would ever want to support it. So that's the first reason. Know your why. But also, being vegan doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be healthy. You can be vegan, you can eat Oreos, Coca-Cola, fries. And so that's the next key point, is that we want to be focusing on eating a healthy dietary pattern. And this applies to everyone in the whole world. It's the same. More whole, unprocessed plant foods. Probably less highly processed, packaged, industrially produced foods. We can still consume these foods that we love, whether that's ice cream, vegan cheese, I don't know. But when we're eating these unprocessed food, fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, like beans and chickpeas, whole grains, they're packed full of fiber, which supports healthy gut. They're packed full of other nutrients, vitamins, minerals that our bodies need to thrive. All nutrition experts agree that a vegan diet, when appropriately planned and done well, can be incredibly healthy. And I mean, a lot of vegans out there know the statement from the US Academy of Dietetics saying exactly this after reviewing all of the evidence around the health effects of a vegan diet. So focusing on whole foods. The next thing is also just don't neglect supplementation. If you're vegan, you do need to supplement B12. It's not a case against veganism, it's not only vegans that can get B12 deficient, but it's just really not something that you do want to mess around with. B12 is important for the health of our neurons and our nervous system, and if you do get deficient in it, it can have lasting effects on our nervous system. And when it comes to supplementing, you probably want to consume 50 to 250 micrograms per day, or 2,000 to 2,500 per week if you're taking one dose per week. I have a whole video on all of these nutrients of focus on a plant-based diet, going into detail on that and dosages and everything, if that is something that interests you. And my next tip is to stay inspired. So follow people that inspire you, that are doing good work, people that are sharing recipes, because I mean, eating amazing food is so good. So that's something that I love, trying different recipes, trying different foods. There's so many cultures that have incredible vegan food that's kind of naturally vegan because of the way that their culture's developed. And there's so many incredible foods out there that are incredibly tasty and incredibly nutritious. And leading into that as well is if you don't cook or you don't love cooking, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, but you probably need to learn how to cook, because it can be really hard to get good vegan options in a lot of places. And if you learn to cook, you're literally taking your health into your own hands. You're controlling what you're putting into your food and what you're putting into your body. And this is key when it comes to our health, because unfortunately, a lot of food that is produced out there in the world, it isn't produced for health reasons. It's produced probably for taste or profit reasons by massive global corporations. And cooking our own food is just really empowering, because like I said, we know what we're putting into our body. We learn how to create delicious food. You can actually make food that's so incredibly delicious and tasty, but that is also incredibly healthy and good for us as well. And my final tip here is, if you do need support, it can be so helpful to work with someone who is an expert in plant-based or vegan diets. And I am offering free 30-minute nutrition consultations because I genuinely want to help you if this is something that you want to do. I've spent years and years on my own vegan journey, as well as studying nutrition. And I know the pitfalls, the traps. I've shared some of them here, but there's going to be also different things that apply to your specific situation. And that's where it can be super helpful to work with someone that can give you expert advice on all of those things, so you know you're doing everything you need to get really good nutrition, everything that you need, and that's something that's going to support you long term, because nothing feels better than living in alignment with your values. So I'll leave you with that for today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay healthy, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one.